Welkom, podcast nummer 3 van Oakland Bookings. En echt leuk dat jullie allemaal kijken. Deze aflevering was een hele speciale. Normaal hebben we 2 artiesten en nu hebben we er eentje. En dat heeft allemaal te maken met Coca-Cola en donuts. We hebben een mooie oranje. Dat zegt alles over Nederland. En die bruine. Ja, wat moet ik daarover zeggen? Een bruine. Oké, nee, dit is iets wat veel in Amerika wordt gegeten en gedronken. Coca-Cola, donuts. En onze gast is niemand minder dan Rob G.
Hey!
Mr. G.
Mr. G's in the house.
Return into the English language. Or you want the Dutch?
Klein beetje.
Klein beetje wel, klein beetje niet.
Yeah, the interview won't last that long if you do it Dutch. Yeah.
No, 5 minutes.
I like donuts though. Donuts are good.
It's for you, man.
Yeah, man,
it's for you.
Later. Yeah. I'm a Pepsi guy though.
Oh, okay. This is Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it's okay.
Because we like that.
I understand.
Okay. Hey, welcome, man.
It's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Oakland Bookings.
Knocking bookings. Oh. Yep. Knocking bookings.
An artist from the USA with a Dutch agency.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
How come?
Well, I mean, I have a long history here in the Netherlands. My first international booking was actually in the Netherlands. It was a Nightmare in Rotterdam #4. Yeah, I made this, one record, Nansland Toestaken, under the name Riot Squad. It was my first solo vinyl, and it got licensed as track number 1 on Thunderdome 3, and it was on House Party 8, and DJ Paul was like, we need this guy, bring him over. And then came over for my first international show, and Netherlands has been like a second home to me my whole life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something happened there, I heard.
Where?
Something with a track. I play also there, or not? Or was that another event? Was that another event?
Okay, so, all right. There's so many things that have happened. However, yes, my very first international show, Nightmare in Rotterdam #4, there was another Rob.
Rob!
Maybe a DJ Rob playing before me. And I'm listening, and I hear one of my songs, My Mother's on Crack. By the way, my mother was never on crack. It's just something Ice-T said and I used in a record. But yes, this guy who looks like you was playing my song, My Mother's on Crack. But I was very happy about it.
Yeah.
I was really happy.
It was not the artist's name was not Rob G.
That was another pseudonym of mine, Natas.
Yes, and my records those days were all stickered. So I don't know what the artist's name is.
Yeah, we like to hide our records. Yeah. We all did it.
Those days.
Yeah, cross things out. We don't know what we're playing.
Yeah.
But listen, whereas today that would be horrible to do. No one, how dare you play my record? Or like, I can't believe I was happy because I was like, wow, it's my first time out of the country. And here's a legend already. And I'm serious, it's true. I'm not just saying it because you're in front of me. Playing one of my songs, it was a big deal. So it even pumped me up even more to do my set after yours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob G, you're like, what must I say? When people see you for the first time, they will look first, I think, at your hair.
Why?
I don't know, man. But can you explain maybe to everybody, is this something special or what get into you or what happened?
So if you were to look at pictures of me my whole life, especially in my Rob G DJ career, I've had all different kinds of haircuts. I had everything shaved with it long on top and like a ponytail. I've had it really long. If you look at the video clip of me, Neil Fantium, coming at you strong, it's long like a metal guy. If you look at, I've had bleached it blonde and put like little colors in it. And then in 2015, first I had the long metal hair, but then I chopped most of it off, but left the top long, and I was dyeing it blonde again and putting a little color. But then in 2016, I was like, I never did a mohawk. Let's try a mohawk. So we did it, and I put some color in it too, because I like different colors, especially purple. It's my favorite. That's why I'm wearing it today.
Oh, I see it.
But I did it. I like it. It's easy. It also works with my hairline, so it's very good. Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes it's also green.
I like green.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's like ruby red.
Okay.
It's
Ruby red.
ruby red. That's what they call it. It's like red. It looks like fire though, kind of like,
Okay.
but more dark red with like some black in it or something.
Okay, so it's now your image.
It is. It kinda
Everybody,
is.
if you say Rob G, they say, oh, the guy with the hair.
Yeah, they say it's me or the guy with the darts.
So it have not a special thing that you put it there.
You mean to make it happen?
Yeah, I like that.
No, actually, the product I use is my friend. He has his own company called Zen Beauty, and it's actually his. It's sold in like stores in America. I don't think it's available over here yet.
Okay.
But his product is what I use. It takes really. I put a little in my hands.
Okay.
And then you
Can I touch it? Can I touch it? Okay.
Yeah, everybody wants to touch it. Yes, yes. It's a
wanna
good one. It's a good one.
No, what I mean actually, have it some meaning that you put it like that?
No, I just never did a mohawk, and I did it. I liked it, and
It's more for fun.
It was more, yeah. It wasn't like I'm trying to make some statement. I'm not
Correct.
trying to say I'm a punk rocker or anything. I just like the haircut.
So it happens, and now it's your style.
Yeah, for like,
Maybe people will follow you, that they also do it.
there's some people I've seen.
Yeah.
There's maybe one or two in the Netherlands. In Italy, I've seen quite a few, and also I think down in like Colombia. But I get confused sometimes at the airport with I forget his name. He throws darts. Peter something.
Peter?
A very famous guy. You know what I'm talking about? What darts?
Mighty Mike, no, Mighty Mike. And,
No, you know what you know what I'm talking about with darts though.
darts, Mighty Mike is
Yeah. I
5
don't know.
times world champion, I think.
This guy's, I think it's Peter something. I forget his name. But he's got a mohawk. He's got this, and I think he's also, you know, probably like myself, be in the gym a little more.
Okay.
But even when I came through customs earlier this week, the agent at the border was like, "Oh,
Well,
Yeah.
maybe when I cut it, you lose your power.
I hope
You know?
not."
Your strength.
No, I know,
like
like Samson, yeah, from the
Yeah,
Bible,
yeah. You cut the hair and then.
No, I can't make music no more. Why'd you do this to me, DJ Rob? I need my hair. It's my power.
Hey, the reason for the no club bookings, because there are a lot of agencies to choose from.
There are.
But you, a guy from the USA, a long time in the business and working hard, and you choose for no club bookings.
Right.
What is the reason that you choose for no club bookings?
I put everyone's name in the hat. No, I'm only kidding. Actually, Mark Payne is a very good friend of mine, like outside of music. You know, we talk every day. We're very good friends. I saw that Mark was working with you for quite a long time. I respect Mark. I trust Mark. And when I was looking for another agency, you came to mind because of Mark. So I spoke to Mark a little bit before I reached out to you. And this is why, you know, and also knowing you for, well, now like 31 years and having some history, that is what made me gravitate towards asking you if this would be a good fit.
And is it a good fit for you?
So far, it's a good fit.
So far, so good. So far, so good.
I think it's even getting better, to be honest with you.
But you have also a lot of conversations with Hans from No Club Bookings.
Well, yeah, you know, because I think most of your artists live in the Netherlands, of course, and that's fine. But, you know, so when you're, you know, living in the Netherlands, and there's a lot of shows like in the Netherlands or maybe in Belgium or, you know, the western part of Germany or whatever. A lot of guys, it's easy to drive, you know, there. So that means no airline ticket, no hotel. So it could be like a less cost. You know, when I live, you know, me being living in America, I have to like orchestrate, you know, tours. You know, so we do like 2, 3, maybe 4 shows at a time. This way, you know, every promoter can absorb a little bit of the international show, the hotel, and then what's ever left over, you know, hopefully pays my bills. So like, yeah,
This is your main income.
It's my only income.
No, this is your core business.
Yeah, that's it. I've been
because I remember the first time that we reached out to you, we get a guy called Jim.
Oh, Jim's still around. He's my buddy, and
it's also your private manager or your PA or what is it?
Manager when it comes to music. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still around. We still you know, we do the label G Thang Music. We do that together, and we work on all Rob G stuff.
So he's doing more
not-
artists.
But he's not he's a manager, not a booking agent. Like, so in North America, Leo Corson is my North American, booking agent, and Jim is just manager, period.
Okay,
Yeah,
minutes overall.
Yeah, overall.
You check the
bounce-
contracts, etc.
Yeah. I mean, I always do too, because I think you're an idiot if you don't read things yourself. It's nice to have, but it's nice to have someone that you could bounce things off of. And like I've known Jim for also like over 30 years.
So he's a good friend.
Yeah, we were friends first, and we started working together in 2016. But,
I remember him because that was the first, conversation by mail was with him.
Yeah, he's still there.
First with you by talking, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and
the
then
emails. Yeah.
Rob, 1 second. Then that guy came around.
Yeah, and then we had like a conference call or something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It was good talking with him.
Yeah, and like I said, yes, he's my manager, but we're definitely friends first. But it works like that.
Hey, Mr. Rob G, Mr. Gilmore, I think. G from Gilmore.
So it is Gilmore, okay. But when I go through Italian customs and they read my passport, they make it sound very fancy. They're like, Roberto Gilmore. First time I heard that, I was like,
Gilmore.
Gilmore. Oh. I told all my Italian American friends that, and my Italian friends, like, they pronounce my name Gilmore. Because if you use the Italian rules...
I like it, man.
Right?
Gilmore.
Yeah, because if you spell it...
From now, I will call you Gilmore.
You will call me Gilmore.
Roberto Gilmore.
Roberto Gilmore. That's
Cool.
right. So, all my Italian friends, they love it too. This Sicka Squad and Anime, Mad Dog. I told them this. They're like, Gilmore. You're a Gilmore.
Cool. Hey, really cool. Hey, about talking about history, we know each other a long time, and a lot of things happened in the past, also with you.
Oh, yeah.
And because you are here, so I think I ask you, can I ask you everything? And you say yes, you can. So in the past, something happens at Sensation Black.
Yes.
And it was not so good for you.
It was not good.
Didn't work out.
But it wasn't bad either.
Okay, but it was something special.
So what happened was, at the end of 2000...
I asked this because some people ask me about it. You say, you have a conversation or you have an interview with Rob Z. Cool. Can you ask that? So of course.
I'm very open about it.
Yeah.
And it's no secret either. So
Sensation Black is...
Sensation Black.
Is your first Sensation White is Youth. It's in the arena in Amsterdam. And the follow-up for the harder styles was the Sensation Black.
Right, and actually...
And you were invited there?
Yes, I was.
To do a special show.
Specifically.
Because it was not like a DJ.
Specifically to do a special show. Yeah.
And who asked you that?
Duncan Studerheim.
Okay.
So at the so this is like the mid 2000s. I'm still doing hardcore, but I'm also
hardcore,
hardcore, hardcore techno, or
live. You mean by
I mean, I was still doing
with a guitar or with...
Well, I was always using guitar, but I mean, I was still doing like the records that we make or are known for. But then I started working more with a live band too, to trying to like even maybe go a step further than Prodigy, like really have a drummer, but also have someone on electronic drums to trigger the 909s, and a bassist, a guitarist, a DJ in the background, and then I, as everyone knows, all my records have my vocals, so then I would take the position of the front man, the singer. So I was doing a lot of songs, or actually recording a lot of songs with some really cool people, like Sid from Slipknot, Shavo from System of a Down, the guys from
names.
Big, huge names.
Huge names.
So I was at Duncan's house around Christmas time of 2005, and I was telling him this. And he's like, and I was playing him some of the music. He thought, wow, this is really cool. I really like this. And that was one conversation. And then later on, we were talking about Sensation, how Sensation White is so beautiful, it sells out right away, and everyone's wearing white. He's like, and Sensation Black, he's like, yeah, it started off really good and it's selling out. But he felt, at least at that time, there was a lot of, I guess, a lot of testosterone. You know, like a lot of the people are going like, yeah, I go to Sensation Black, and like this little more attitude, and he didn't like that, and I respect Duncan for that because he always been very passionate about his, you know, kind of events he did, you know, whether it was Thunderdome or Sensation, and you know, it wasn't just about the money for him. He's always had the passion. So he was like, how would you like to shock the crowd at Sensation Black in 2006?
With Rob G.
And I said, yes. I go, we'll do it. He's like, but this is it. I want you to do this music, this band stuff. Don't do any of your hits. And he's like, would you do that for 20 minutes or 25 minutes? I was like, absolutely. So we agreed. And that was in December. So then from between then and July, when it actually happened, you know, I had to send over the music. This way ID&T could make the production. We're still going to do everything live, but this way they had an idea of where to put the lights and the lasers. And so I think I sent over the first thing in like March, and then, but I was hearing rumblings from other people that, not Duncan, but some people that were working there were not behind this project. And like, yeah, that's not cool. You know, it's either you're going to be behind something or you're not. You know, you can't be working for the company and
you must work as one team.
Yeah, even if you don't like the boss's decision, you got to have the boss's back. You know?
Go, yeah, you have to go for it.
Right. So the night before Sensation, we performed privately for the whole ID&T staff that was going to be working at Studio 80, I believe it's called in Amsterdam. It was a club, a little place they owned there. And then we did the sound check the next day at the arena, and then of course we played. And the reason I say all this is like, it wasn't like a surprise, like I said I was gonna do, you know, ecstasy, you got what I need, and then I'm going da 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 da. You know, it was always the plan to do what we did. Now I did say to Duncan that I think this might go bad. So if you know, so what we should do is we do the band, and then at the very last band song, they can walk off. And then just me and Sid Wilson, the DJ from Slipknot, him and he'll drop the instrumental to Ecstasy, You Got What I Need, and I'll sing it live. And then anyone who hated it, which was quite a few people, would have been like, oh, thank you, something we know. So we were just about to do that, and that's when someone climbed on the stage, and, you know, I knew he wanted to hit me. I mean, you could just see it in this person's eyes. But you know, I knew if I walked towards him, then I might look like the aggressor. So I plant my feet. You could watch it on YouTube. And it's funny. You'll see me point my hand like this. And I was just about to do like a cool Bruce Lee move like this. I started. But then I saw myself on the video screen. And I'm like, I also went to school. I have a degree in criminal law and justice. So I'm thinking, all this is going through my brain really quickly. I was like, oh, if I do this, even though it's going to be cool, you could make the argument that I invited you on stage. So I keep my arm like this, and I just waited for him to swing first. He swings, he kind of goes over my head, we go on the ground, and then me and my MC just start like, you know, kicking him like, you know, New Jersey Goodfellas style. You know, it's like, and I really have a regret. I mean, you shouldn't hit any artist, you know. If you don't like the music, that's fine. But, you know, we were already getting beer thrown and ice cream pops thrown, and, you know, I think
it was better to put the fans, like the Blues Brothers, you know?
Yeah.
The fans, and if you play the wrong tracks, then they can throw at you.
Or how about security? You know, it
was also a thing.
Because that person.
That was also more a joke, huh?
You know, I know.
It's a Dutch joke.
Oh, of course. But you know what it was too? A lot of people on that stage, because like I said, there was Sid from Slipknot, the guys from Biohazard. I had like a Rob G super band. About a year earlier, a friend of ours, Dimebag Darrell, who was the guitarist in Pantera, someone came onto stage at him in Cleveland and shot him.
Whoa.
Okay, so now I don't think this guy came to me, had a gun, but he was even bigger and taller than me, and, you know, he had the look of fury in his eyes, so I knew...
He was not happy.
He was not there to like say,
happy.
Can we get a selfie? No, there was that,
So it didn't turn out in a good way.
Yeah, I wish it...
And after that, when you go off stage, what happened there backstage?
Got arrested.
You got arrested?
We all got arrested. Me, my MC, and then that guy.
Arrested.
Yeah, because what I was told by the police is like, you weren't allowed to strike him back, even though he struck you. That what you should have done is run away. But I'm not going to run away. I'm not I could curse, right?
And that guy would.
Not a pussy.
That guy who attacked you.
I don't know.
He didn't get arrested.
No, he did. He did.
He also.
No, he did. From what I was told, because I was in contact with the Dutch police for some time after that. Not in a bad way. Like I said, my thing was that night. Yes, we arrested, but only in the cell in the arena, and then
A sort kind of cooling down.
No, but it was really the police and everything, and then Duncan, and thank you, Duncan. He brought his attorney in. And and got me and my MC Rob, like also another Rob. There's so many Robs.
Oh yeah, Rob Squad.
Yeah, the Rob Squad, exactly. So he got us out of jail. The next day I had to go into Amsterdam and make a report, but that was it. But then the police officer, sent me emails later telling me what happened to this guy was, I believe he worked for Philips Electronics or something like this, that he lost his job. And because in some people, these were the police's words, not mine. That because some people feel that he was a disgrace to jump on stage and hit an artist, and because he got beat up a little, that was like enough. The guy lost his job, he got punched around a little.
And
a
real gangster, you. Really old school gangster.
Like the Sopranos song.
Yeah. Hey, but that was not so. It was not a good experience. For
no,
you.
I mean, listen, I'm not a violent person, but like I am going to defend myself if someone hits me. Like I'm not a pussy. Like if someone tries to strike me, or if someone tries to strike you, or the great Hans, or any of my other friends, I would be the first person to jump in the middle. But I would also be the first person to try to talk. And I'm not
conversation to get everything.
I'm not a fan of violence at all. I wish that never happened.
But okay, you did the band, and after that you turned back to.
Well, here's the funny thing, like
as a DJ.
Yeah, I never really left the DJing thing. I was just trying to expand the Rob G live show into like this big
something special,
right? But then it is very hard. So I had a dilemma.
Yeah.
With the big name guys I was working with, if it was time to go on tour, well, if System of a Down needs to go on tour, that takes priority. If Slipknot goes on tour, that takes priority, which is very understandable, of course. And then when I was working with some guys that maybe were not in a bigger name, there's some amazing musicians I've worked with, but then there were some people that I worked with that even though they didn't have a name for themselves, and this was like an extension of the Rob G music, their egos were out of control. So I made a decision. I still will work with live musicians, but it's easier for me to just focus on the DJing. If I'm going to do something in the studio, I could always say, "Hey, man, let's collaborate. Let's do some live guitar. Let's do some live scratching, whatever."
Oh, that's cool.
But
for a lot of people, you are a little bit different from the rest.
I think so.
Because if you say Rob G, they think it's hard, fast, and rough.
Right.
Is that still?
Some of it, but I also like recently in October I put out this song called "This Is My Sound." I think that's only about like 168, which for me usually is, I guess, considered slow. But it's still the hard 909s. It's the kind of synth sounds you love. There you go. Roll into your 909.
909, yeah.
909, hit me one time. Gonna hit me one time, gonna blow your mind. It still has the hard 909s. It's got some sweet synths. It's got crazy Rob G vocals, and I really like it. And I guess it's made in the early way, but it still has the production quality of today. So I'm really not one to start making up like new genre names or whatever, but I started calling it newcore, like Nukore, because it's not I think it's silly to call it early, because if it's early, I think it should have been made in the 90s. That's how I feel.
Did you also, rough, fast, and hard? Did you also because in the scene there are a lot of styles. You know, a lot of styles. In the hardcore, you have the up tempo, you have the hardcore,
Yep.
the early, the millennium, etc., etc.
Frenchcore, Terra.
But is Rob G a guy who follow the trends, or is Rob G a guy who take his own plan?
I make my own plan.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
even though I might have dabbled in some of the genres you've mentioned, I'm always just doing what I feel. Like, for instance, this is my sound. Yeah, I just like what happened was actually you thought it was a good idea for me to for one of the '90s parties to do a little retake of the Chili Peppers song. And when I did that, I was like, oh, the Chili Peppers part aside, you know, the music that was behind it, I was like, I really like this. I like this tempo. So that inspired me to make something like This Is My Sound. And then I followed it up with It's a Good One. It's kind of got the same vibe. But then the release that came after that, The Good Old Days, that's still got a bit of a 90s vibe, but it's got more of a hip hop thing on a kick drum thing.
So as Rob G, you have your own style, but Rob G is also involved with tracks from other artists who do different styles.
Yeah, like, listen, I have such an open mind. So the same way I would collaborate with someone from System of a Down, I've also done, like, you know, some Frenchcore collaborations with the Sickest Squad. You know, me, Jacopo, and Samu, like, you know, we're really close. We vibe well together in the studio. So what we did is kind of a combination of what I do and what they do, but I guess ultimately because of the sound of the kick drum, it would come under Frenchcore. You know, I did something, you know, very cool with, you know, a couple songs with Mad Dog, which I guess were like millennium-ish mainstream at the time. I just have a very open mind, you know, it's whatever I'm feeling, I put it down. I mean, even in, I think, a year and a half ago, I did these two songs, I Like It a Lot and We Like To, and that's got a bit of that Russian dunk vibe in it. But I wasn't trying to follow any trend. I was like, I woke up one day and I was saying, pretty sexy girl. I got these songs in my head and I was like, oh, I want to record that.
Nice.
Yeah.
You also did a remix for me.
Yes,
We Who Are Oppressed.
We Who Are Oppressed.
I was really happy with that one.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, it was a really cool one.
I was happy to get the opportunity to remix it. I remember I was in my studio in New York City at the time, and the request you know, came in, and I was like,
I was thinking, you know, I play his record.
Yes.
So the thing what I can do to him is, can you please make a remix for me?
Yeah, and I was like really happy to do it, and I listened to it. The original was dope, and then, you know, I added pieces. I got some guitar in there, and
I think it was together with George from Riesje. From
my remix.
No. To get in contact with you, that was with Sjors from
Maybe.
Riesje. I think so.
Perhaps. Yeah,
Because MC Raw was also involved.
Yeah, MC Raw was
Ricky.
also involved.
Yeah, and he was with Sjors, with George.
Yeah, and I think even at that time, I think Natasha was also working for Arcade. And I had already had songs licensed to, you know, the Thunderdomes at that time.
Natasha is the wife now from George.
With George. Yeah. They're together. But back then, I believe they were together, but she was working for Arcade. I'm pretty sure. But I remember getting that request and went in the studio. And
that was cool.
Yeah, you know, it's a funny story about that. Like, you know, I was always overloading the 909. You know, I did everything you're not supposed to do during that time. Everyone said, don't ever redline your channel. You're going to burn your channel or whatever. But when I had a Mackie board, you know, but when I turned the gain all the way up and it went from boom to bang, I'm like, well, that sounds really good. I don't
distorted.
care. I'll tell you, I don't care if I burn all the channels out. I'll just buy a new board. I'll tell you what, I still have that original board. I don't use it anymore, but last time I did just plug it in to have some fun. That channel still worked, even though it was redlined to make the famous 909 sounds that I did. But with that particular one, I think I put like just a little bit of reverb on it too. And then later on, like maybe about 10 years ago, Nosferatu, Edwin, he always said he really loved the way that kick drum sounded in that song. So when him, Restrained and I did this song called Lack of Creativity, we kind of got like the same kind of kick drum sound, the 909, and also it was a little wink to your remix because in the beginning you hear boom, 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 boom. I'm like, oh, what the fuck kind of kick drum is that? Rob G's really mad. Give me a real fucking kick drum, man. Then you're bum, bum, bum. So we also did it in the Lack of Creativity track, which was originally done on the remix of your song. We
nice.
who are pressed.
Hey, for the artists at No Clown bookings,
Yes.
you say, okay, I work with other artists also. Is there something coming up with artists from No Clown bookings?
The only thing that's actually immediate, and immediate as far as we've actually recorded something, and but it still needs to be turned into a song, is with Mark Pain.
Okay.
You know, last year we were trying something called Gavaranos. It's a bit on pause, but the music that we start writing for that, we are going to move forward with. You know, it will probably just be Mark Pain and Rob G. Maybe we don't call it Gavaranos, but we're definitely, the music will come out.
Is it nowadays not more usual, you know, for the tracks and for the audience who are dancing, better to use less vocals?
I think that's a matter of choice, a matter of preference. I mean, I know a lot of people like vocals because they sing the vocals.
Yeah, the hook lines.
The hook lines, yeah.
Okay. But if the track is full of vocals, maybe it don't work.
Some do, some don't. There's instrumental tracks that don't work either. There's some instrumental tracks that suck.
Of course. No, what I mean is more, you know, you're in some tracks, but sometimes you think it could be a little bit less, you know?
Yeah, I think that's, again, everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah, but you need the support of the artist, the DJs.
Yeah.
And if they think it's too much, then maybe it's also wise, what I think, to make a track or a version with less vocals.
I mean, I'm going to make my music the way I make it. You know, if some people think there's too many vocals in it, well, yeah, that's on them. You know, but unfortunately, and I'm not saying this is why you're bringing it up, but I've heard through grapevines, never to my face, that some people, it's not necessarily there's too much vocals. They don't like the idea that it's my vocals because I'm not an MC. Even though I'm maybe MCing on my records, I'm the DJ. So like, you know, whereas they don't mind playing a record that has the vocals of the Mouth of Madness, or they don't mind playing a song that has the vocals of A-Lee or Syndrome, we can go down the list. But because I'm another DJ, I don't want to play this guy's it's a voice, because then it's a Rob G show. And also, from what I'm told, like I do have a bit of a distinct sound and distinct vocal that. Yeah, not everybody, but there are.
I like your vocal.
Thank you, brother. Dankjewel. I appreciate that. But I did hear from people, not directly, like I said, they talk behind your back, and then you hear it from someone else that, they don't want it to be the Rob G show or something, that's a bit unfortunate. You know, you should have don't be so insecure, you know, especially if that's the only reason, you know, like you would play the record if it had someone else's vocal on it, you know. It's not because they say the vocal sounds bad, it's just because, it's the Rob G show or something, you know. Again, not everybody, but some people.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hear it? Hey, there is something going around at TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
And everything
Yeah, so pretty cool. I did this song, Na Na, Na 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 Na. Yeah, back in 1999. So the song is 25 years old, and this was at a time when like hardcore was really on a bit of a downfall.
Good vocal.
Thank you. It's very, 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 very creative vocals. You know, you hear it once, you should have it. You know.
But why na 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 na?
So to be honest with you, it was 1999.
Sesame Street.
More like Willy Wonka.
Okay. Willy Wonka.
Oompa, loompa. Kind of like that. So, yeah, I was, I really liked what Mark did with his I Like It Loud. You know, do. But that was 3 years earlier. And I didn't want to do that, but I thought that was kind of cool of just having not a a verse or a chorus, just some sort of voice on top of a melody. And yeah, I was kind of vibing with this Oompa Loompa thing. And so I started playing it on the piano. Dun, 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 dun. And yeah, I added like the synth the synth in it is the same stab or sound from James Brown is Dead, but playing the same and I put nah, and
So so you make now a new version?
No. So what happened
You
was
take the original now.
yeah, the original's coming out.
Okay.
The first time digitally, because it was only released on vinyl, and I think it was on one of my band CDs back in 2007 called Says. But it was never like on a major compilation. It's never been released digitally. But about a month ago, this gabber named Aaron, Aaron from the Netherlands, apparently he's a big fan of the song, and
he put it on TikTok.
yeah, he uploaded on TikTok, and he was very nice to give me credit because there's some people.
Yeah, some people don't.
Some people they'll upload your song and
not some. Normally they don't do that.
Oh, this is my sound.
Yeah. They think it's their sound.
Yeah, they'll put a
because
video.
They upload it, so it's from.
This is mine. Exactly.
Mine. Yeah.
But this Aaron, he's a good guy. I didn't know him personally. I found out later that he's really good friends with my good friend Kiara. What's up, Kiara? Holly, what's up? Team G. Anyway.
Kiara is one of your dancers, huh?
Yes, Kiara is one of my dancers and one of my best friends. And Holly is also one of my best friends and also one of my dancers. We got a good family. But Aaron uploaded to TikTok and made a little video. And then all these people started using his sound. And in the last few weeks, there's been like a couple hundred videos of it already. And like even this morning when I was coming here, there was a bunch more. So yeah, the official digital release will be January 31st. And we'll see what happens, but it's already doing a little something.
The Nana song.
Nana, just Nana.
Not the Nana
N-A.
song. Maybe you can make a cool video clip with kids.
Maybe you should.
Also with kids in it.
Yeah, if they want to. Not.
Mr. Rob G in the middle.
That's it. With the Willy Wonka hat, maybe? Yeah.
No, but maybe all the same. Like this, you know?
Yeah.
all the kids are the same.
They get the same haircut.
Yeah, or you make like
a cap that has the mohawk.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that.
Hey.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hey, some of the last questions.
Sure.
Because we're ending the show now.
Why?
Almost.
I want to talk all that.
I think we can talk hours, you know, because we can go back in history.
Way back.
And we have a lot of ideas and a lot of new things, you know, coming up.
Yeah.
But you live in the USA.
I do.
And sometimes I ask you, why don't you live in Holland, you know? Make it more easier for you. But for you, it's not possible. Yeah, it's possible, but you don't do that.
Yeah. So, listen, I live by myself home. Me and my little dog, Buster Black. I love my little Buster Black.
Buster Black.
Buster Black. That's his full name, Buster Black.
Buster Black.
Buster Black. Love Buster Black. Miss you, buddy. He's out there. Can't wait to get home and give him a big hug. But my mom, she lives about 10 minutes away from me. And everyone in our family has passed on. All my grandparents. I was an only child. So no brothers.
So you're totally alone with your mama? With your mother?
Well, she lives in one town about 10 minutes away from me. She lives in a town called Harrison, and I live where I grew up, and then I live in Jersey City. So even though I travel all the time, you know, she's very happy that I do come home and we could see each other.
Of course.
I think if I was to move out of the country or even out of the state, I don't think it would be really nice for her. And also the other side is,
Bring her.
Yeah,
you can also do that.
She says she doesn't want to come over. Maybe in the future that will happen.
Everybody's going to Holland, so you know.
Yeah, I mean, she does live with her boyfriend, who's a little older than her. Okay. So I don't know if he'd want to come over. You know, maybe one day she will. Maybe that will be something in the future. But for now, I'm sticking with Jersey.
That's the main reason that you stay in the USA.
It is
as a living.
It definitely is. Yeah, I mean, I love my mom, and I wouldn't want to, break her heart or anything.
Nice, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
sweet
that.
Guy. Huh? You're a sweet guy.
That's it.
Or not?
You heard it right there. Rob G is a sweet guy.
I don't know, you know, because if you listen to your music, it's rough, tough, and you know. But your voice makes it also sweet. And what you tell now about your mother, why you stay there, you know.
Yeah.
Ah, special.
Thank you, brother. And
It's not everybody's like that, you know.
No, some people would think just for themselves, and that's it.
Yeah.
If I wanted, you're right. If I moved to, you know,
Well,
somewhere in the Netherlands, you know, tomorrow, I could, just like most of the DJs, could play every weekend, you know, somewhere, because no plane ticket, no hotel, and it'd be much easier. So it is a bit more challenging for me to keep my career going the way it is. But I feel very lucky and blessed. But yeah, I definitely want to. My mother is definitely the main reason.
Is there something that you want to tell to the people?
Yeah.
That you say, okay, I have a message, or?
Well, yeah. I mean, the only thing I want to mention. Listen, I have nothing against drugs or alcohol. I think anybody who wants to have a little drink or do a little something and have a good time, that's okay. However, I'm very proud that this upcoming April 13th, I'll be celebrating 13 years of total sobriety.
Wow.
Yep, because there was a time, everyone knows, in the 90s, big party animal. And it took a little while for me to get where I am now, but
it was necessary to stop for you?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Otherwise you were dead.
I probably would be dead, 100%.
Okay.
Alcohol is the one that really got a hold of me. Because in 1998, when I was turning 27, I actually stopped with the drugs, and I wasn't that big of a drinker. And then a few years later, I was like, I was in Australia, and I started having some red wine. I was like, I'm going to be fancy and drink some red wine. And it didn't happen right then, but within a couple months or within a year, what would happen is if I started drinking, I would then more than likely keep drinking for 4 or 5 days in a row, nonstop, pass out. Excuse me?
No way.
Yeah, pass out, see the bottle of vodka and drink it more, and then pass out again. Yeah.
Out of the bottle.
Right, like a pirate.
No.
And then I would stop for a little while, but then something would happen, and it would happen again. And then I was good for a little while, and then my grandfather passed away in 2007, and that set me off drinking
You
again.
get depressed.
Yeah.
Do you think with alcohol and drugs you can keep it away, or it's more?
I don't know. It was really hard to describe because there were so many times when, I was on these benders, as we call them, drinking every day, that if I ran out of vodka, before the night was up, I had to wait the next morning to go buy more vodka. And I would be walking to the liquor store crying. I knew I didn't want to do it, but my body it was uncontrollable. And then luckily what happened in 2012 was I was on one of these benders, and
It was sold out.
what's that?
The vodka was sold out.
Yeah, maybe.
So you have to stop.
No, this is actually pretty special, and you'll like this story. It'll definitely be good for the podcast too, and I really enjoyed telling it. So I was on one of these benders, and I was going back to the same liquor store, and then on the third day, I put my bottle of vodka down, and the guy behind the counter, he said, "No way, man." Just these 3 words, "No way, man." And I don't know. I left the bottle there. I could have went across the street and got vodka. I didn't. I could have went around the corner and got vodka. I didn't. I could have ordered it. I didn't. And I remember I was able to go to sleep. And usually if you're craving alcohol, you can't go to sleep. You're shaking and all this stuff. And about 5 months went by, and my mother, who I'm very close with, she was on the phone with me. And she's like, Robbie, you haven't drank in 5 months. And I was like, that's weird. And I realized I was DJing, I was out at bars. Why am I not even drinking, not even once? And so then I started writing about it on my social media, because I know there's a lot of people out there who suffer from alcoholism or addiction. So I didn't want to tell them, drugs are bad or alcohol is bad. I just want to tell them my story. And if it resonates with someone and it helps someone, even just one person, then that's amazing.
Well,
so I started doing that, and I do it on the 13th of every month. But here's where it gets a little weird, but good weird. I wanted to go back to this liquor store to thank this man, because I really believe he saved my life, So I went there, he's not there. I went there again, not there. This went on for 3 years. This time I walk in, and there's a picture of him on the wall, and there's candles, and there's flowers.
No way.
This guy passed away. So I go to the man behind the counter. I go, you know, who's that? He's like, that's my son. I was like, what happened? He's like, he passed away. I was like, sir, I'm so sorry for your loss. He's like, oh, thank you. I go, listen, sir, you're going to think I'm some crazy guy, okay? But I've been trying to come in here to thank your son, because 3 years ago, I was in here, and I was buying a bottle of vodka every day, and your son, although he was very nice about it, he refused to sell me this bottle of vodka, and I have not drank since. If he sells me this bottle of vodka, maybe I'm dead right now. So I was like, I've been trying to come in here to thank him. I was like, if I can't thank him, can I please thank you? And this old Indian man grabbed me. He's like, no, thank you. And I was like, sir, but why are you thanking me? He's like, listen, my son died on a motorcycle. And I was the father who said, you're going to kill yourself on that thing.
Ja.
And then he died on a motorcycle. Could you imagine how I feel? I go, sir, I'm so sorry. He's like, but now, and these are his words, not mine, you come into my store today and you tell me that your son saved my life, saved your life. And now I know, and again, these are his words, not me. He's like, now I know that my son was sent to this earth to save your life so that you could do good for others. And at this point, you know, I'm crying, this man's crying. And I was like, sir, that's what I do. I'm on my social media. I'm very open about it. And yeah, the gentleman's name is Neil. Neil, you're my guardian angel. You saved my life. And yeah, and I really feel like a devil was ripped out of me because I could be, you know, where we DJ, I could be at a bar or whatever. And I'm not trying to get too confident, but I have no desire for alcohol or drugs. But at the same time, I don't have anything against it for anybody because I believe it's like an allergy. Some people can eat strawberries, some people can't. Some people can eat, you know, peanuts and nuts, but some people can't.
But it's also, you know, you must know your limits. Yeah.
For some people, like for instance, I was just telling you before, I was walking to the liquor store crying. I did not want to go there, but I can't explain it, Rob. Your body just, when you're addicted to something, sometimes it's not a decision. It's you just can't, you know. And I don't wish that on anyone.
You want it. Yeah.
Like I said, I would be crying. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But yet I went and did it. And thank God, it's not like that now. But there are people out there who are suffering, and it's not a matter of.
Never give up.
Should never give up. But you definitely have to want to.
Yeah, you have to want it.
You have to want to. That's definitely the first step. And then, you know.
I think it's a good ending for this.
I think so too.
Nice podcast.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it.
I think so, yeah.
Thank you.
Good to have you at Nokeland Bookings.
It's great to be
and,
here.
Let's work and do something.
Let's do some crazy things, man.
And make good music.
That's
and
it.
some good gigs. And
welcome to the G-Spot. Go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean about Rob G. Okay. Was fun. And it was crazy, and it was also emotional.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, especially for you, I think.
Yeah, I almost cried. For real.
I saw it.
For real. Like, for real,
yeah, I see it. I see it. So I think let's move on to the next podcast. And
okay.
Thank you for watching.
Woo.
Ciao.
Ciao, 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 ciao. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Nice.